Hello and welcome to our podcast, Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm Lauren. And I'm Michelle. And we're so excited you stopped by for a visit. Come on in. Yeah, make yourself at home. We're two Midwestern sisters who love a good old-fashioned conversation and enjoy sharing our life experiences with one another and you. Consider this your one-stop shop for cozy, mindful well-being, along with some entertainment and lots of wheezy laughing. Oh, you bet there'll be a lot of that going around. Our goal is to live our coziest life and inspire you to do the same because the truth is, we think it's good for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, let's get cozy. Well, hello there, and welcome back to another cozy conversation with the Sister Project. I'm your host, Lauren Massarella, being joined by my co-host and sister, Michelle Anderson. How you doing today, Michelle?
What up? I'm good. I'm so good. A little sore. Did a little too much yoga, but better than ever. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Okay, in all honesty, this has been a very heavy week, as we know, with the terrorist attack in Israel and now the war zone that is Gaza. And as a news person, I sit and watch the news, and I've gotten kind of into the thick of it. And
I'm right there with you on that one.
Yeah.
I have to say.
And I want to just tell our listeners that we're happy that they're here listening to our podcast right now, because we're not going to cover that because we know that it's being covered everywhere. We want this space for you to be a place where you go to step away from the news and to laugh a little, maybe a lot. This is actually a really funny episode, which we kind of put all of our energy into that. But yeah, we know that the world is watching what's happening out in the Middle East as we are. And, we're hoping for some sort of resolution and peace. And we are really devastated by the loss of lives, especially the children. But thank you for being here, listener. This is a place for you to come and hang out with us and get away from that news, that important news we all should be kind of tuning into. But thank you for being here. So we will roll into a cozy conversation. Michelle, before we do that, let's go ahead and read another listener review, because you guys are killing it in the review game. So Michelle, take it away.
This one was really great. You guys, this one came by way of V10264. Show yourself on the back end of Instagram. And it says, good for the soul with 5 stars. Love listening to Lauren and Michelle's banter, from deep and serious topics to the hilariously insane. Added bonus is that I live in Western Springs now, where L and M grew up. And I grew up not far from there, Westchester. So It's a riot to hear about the local funny things, and including the hot priest at SJC who had the moms dressing up for mass. I mean, remember that?
So hot.
So good looking. I'm also lucky to call Michelle's bestie a friend of mine, and think that the episode on resilience, where Killeen tells the story about how their family got through some incredibly tough times, is a must listen for all. Thanks, XO. Wow.
And you know what? I'm going to link that episode with Killeen so that people can go and listen to exactly the one she's talking about. Thank you so much for your review. Folks, listen up. If you are listening to us on the Apple Podcast app, leave us a review. Just go to our Cozy Conversations handle on it and scroll down. It says write a review. It's pretty easy to do. Drop us a note on why you love our Cozy Conversations, and we will read yours live on air. And don't forget, listener, we are on YouTube now, so you can find us at Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project on YouTube. And wishing you all some cozy vibes. Be well. Take time away from the news. Pay attention to what's happening. We love you, and stay cozy. Enjoy the episode. Roll those shoulders high up towards the ears. Big exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and release. You know
really
what, listener, join us in on this. This is how we're going to prep today. Breathe in,
I feel like
shoulders.
I have a flippy booger. Remember when we were kids? Remember that? Fun. No, it's like a.
It was like almost like a
blockage.
I had one the other day last night, and it was like every time it flips.
It was like a flap.
You cannot keep going on with your day with that. Do you want to go and get rid of that?
No, I got it. I sorted it back. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I got it.
I'm going to barf and
how cozy is that, listener? Enjoy. Let's try this again.
And breathe in. Roll the shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale. Roll them back, listener. Squeeze the hell out of those shoulder blades and release.
Oh, yeah.
Last time, inhale, shoulders up to the ears. How good does this feel? Exhale, roll them back and release. You know what I like to do sometimes? I like to shake out my hands. I shake out my hands and I make fists and release. I actually love making fists and rolling.
I like this.
This is my favorite.
I don't like the shaking. That's a little bit different for me. I was in yoga yesterday. Actually, I took 2 classes yesterday. I took a
overachiever.
Yep, I took a C2, and then I was feeling frisky. So I'm like, I'm going to do a lower body strength class and see how that goes. Almost blacked out. But that's beside the point. There was a gal in my yoga class who was doing when we were bent over, what's that called when you're just hanging down and you're kind of just
fold?
Thank you. That's the one. And she was just really nodding her head forward and backward
or
quickly.
Utkatasana in Sanskrit.
Utkatasana. And she was whipping her head forward and backward very quickly.
Oh,
and
I love that.
I could not pay attention, do anything else. I was just staring at her.
So you need to start. Michelle has a problem where she watches people in yoga, and I get it. Some things are interesting, but sometimes you got to block it out. What I like to do is I like to rag down my arms when I'm in a forward fold and bob my head, shake it out. Yes and no, all different ways and sideways.
Yeah, I like to do that too, but I like to do it slowly. I was worried that we were going to get a slip disc down the way, and that's where my attention was. Anyway.
Good of you to care. Now, how good did it feel to reset like that?
Really great. Listen, let's start that from now on.
Oh, yeah, you want to do? Yeah, we're going to bring that in. Okay, you guys. Yeah. So, how you doing, Michelle?
I'm great. I am so excited to have this conversation.
It's gonna be a cozy one. You guys, we are recording this on Friday the 13th, which for me is my birthday's in 10 days. This is a little birthday gift because you don't get a lot of Fridays the 13th. And then in October, I mean, this is cool shit.
So you're happy with this. This doesn't scare you. This doesn't.
No, 13 is
out.
My favorite number. I got married on the 13th of December. I'm all about I don't look like black cats. I'm not scared of them. I want
no.
None
Are
of
you
that
running
stuff.
Underneath ladders and stuff too? Walking in the house with umbrellas open?
No,
these are all bad luck things, right?
I
7
guess
years
I
of
don't
bad
know.
luck.
No, that's if you break a mirror.
Oh yeah,
that's if you break a mirror. No, but today's Friday the 13th, and the weather is just spectacular. It's just chef's kiss. It's chef's kiss. It's gloomy. And it's a little rainy. I got my Halloween decorations up. I've got a simmer stovetop going. Listen.
For me, it's the sky. For me,
the gray
it's
sky.
The gray, those clouds that are kind of layered and in color and dark and lightness. The mood is here. The vibe is here.
We were in New York last week and we had some shitty weather. And anytime I travel, I try to get it into my brain. It doesn't matter what the weather's going to be like. You will have a good time. But when you have a toddler with you, rain is not easy because especially if you're traveling, because you got to be outdoors doing something. You don't want to be holed up into the apartment. And traveling with a toddler. Now, okay, you guys, listen, we woke up the morning to go to New York and Luna woke up too. And she was like, guess what, bitches? I can walk now. I'm walking.
Was it really that morning?
That morning, she climbed up a flight of stairs with our guidance, but we were like, this is it. This is it. And we were literally praying to our gods, being like, please wait to walk until after New York.
Or no, you're like, please don't start running until after we get home.
She's not running yet, but she is done being, she wants to walk. She's super excited. But when we woke up and Anthony and I looked at each other, we're like, fuck, great. That's just great. She's walking the day we're leaving. So, but it was fun. But I listen, my listeners who are listening, I remember, I will never forget walking out of one of newborn Luna's doctor's appointment, and an older woman came up to me, to ooh and ah over the baby, and she looked at me and she said, "Travel now, travel as much as you can right now while she's a baby." And Anthony and I had a talk. We do regret not getting a plane ticket to Europe and taking our newborn to Portugal. We kind of fucked that one up a little bit, but whatever.
Don't beat yourselves up.
We're
over
not
it.
going
My
to.
kids, Mia was just looking at Instagram and your pictures, and she's like, seriously? Luna's in New York now? She's been on more planes than me, and I'm 14. I was like, sorry, buddy.
Well, I'm waiting for the day that I can afford to buy me her plane ticket. Like, you're coming with us.
And
honey,
so that
when
she'll be
Auntie
there.
and Uncle can go out for a little meal, you're just going to hang back with the baby. But let me tell you guys, my listeners, and you know who you are. If you have a little baby right now, book that plane ticket, because the toddler phase traveling is a whole different
story.
Wild as fuck, man. Like, we got home and we were like, oh my God. But you know what? We had the best time ever. Even though it rained, we saw our good friends, Mike and Kristen, and their little baby. Well, she's 2.5. Liv, and then Bridget McGuire, our stand-up comedian.
Fun.
Yep, and our friend Meredith McDermott and our cousin Frankie. I mean,
oh my God, you guys.
So it was great.
Who cares about the weather when you've got all that stuff?
Like, it was so good. And I just wanted to share a couple highlights, if I may, because I know people, and by the way, the flight to New York is why it's taken me 7 years to go back is embarrassing. It's an hour and 40 minutes.
That's nothing. That's
wheels
a blank.
up, wheels down.
Yeah, boom.
Even with
boom
a toddler. So
we
we checked out on my list of bucket list items for a long time has been the 9/11 Memorial Museum. I've seen the ponds, what do they call them? The pools, like the memorial pools. But we did go and get tickets to go into the museum, lump and throat the entire time. It's a very somber place to go, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, they have like a fire truck from the attacks that's been like demolished. They have some of the steel from the building from World Trade Center South, the South Center, South Tower rather. It's insane what they were able to kind of salvage and then create this memorial to remember all of these people who perished. And one of the most jarring and the most heartbreaking ones was this exhibit that they had. It was almost a projection of all of the missing photos, missing poster signs of loved ones and families. I get goosebumps thinking about it, because there's still so many people unaccounted for. So if you are prepared, it takes a little bit of like an emotional preparation.
You have to like get mentally ready for it.
Yeah. And it's such a sad experience, but I hate using the word. They did a wonderful job remembering these people that we lost on 9/11. So I highly recommend it. We also saw an Instagram video of Christopher from The Sopranos.
Oh,
huge fan of Christopher.
By
the way, loved him, even though he was a dirtbag piece of shit.
But couldn't look away.
Same with Tony Soprano. Why do I have a crush on him? He's a mobster murderer.
There was something so strange about that character.
Why is he so sexy?
Attractive.
It's so bizarre, but
so bizarre. But I feel you there.
Okay, thank you. But Christopher was on some podcast, and it was an Instagram story. It was on Instagram, and he said he named 3 of his favorite, and I don't know Christopher's real name, I forget, but 3 of his favorite restaurants, and one was Via Carota in the West Village, and we went, and it was so
what'd you have?
Cacio e pepe, which Luna loved. Cacio e pepe is one of my favorite pasta dishes.
You and our dad.
Love it. It's so, because if it's a good one, it's good. If it's bad, it's like fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah, so disgusting. No.
We did vongole and broth, so clams and broth with just a hunk of toasted bread, and then grilled artichokes with like an aioli. Let me tell you something. Luna ate besides the clams, Luna ate every single thing that we ordered. And so it's really interesting trying to, it was awesome. A couple other highlights, dude. When we landed in New York, it was as if like the 1980s, 90s gods shined a light on a billboard, an Esprit billboard. And I was like,
that's a sign.
So
that's
random.
Mom. I'm sorry. That's mom.
That's mom.
I'm sorry.
That was mom. And that was right after mom's death. That was mom. Oh my God. Thanks, mom.
It's got her name written all over it.
Mom sent me a message, and she was like, listen, bitch, Google Esprit, because you saw the billboard. So I'm like, is there like an Esprit here? So I Googled Esprit, and what do you fucking know?
What?
There's a pop-up in Soho, and I wasn't going to make anyone in my family go, we have to go to Soho, because we were kind of far from there. We happened to find ourselves in Soho.
Stop it.
And then for pizza, we went to Upside Down Pizza, New York style, big ass slices of pizza.
Yum.
So good. And so then I just pulled it up on the map. I'm like, we're 2 blocks away. We have to go. And sure enough, we walked in at 6:55. They were closing at 7 p.m. And I got myself right here the good old fashioned.
You manifested it. You manifested your sweatshirt.
And check out the colors. So I did this like kind of khaki color, and then I did the red because remember in one of our earlier episodes, we talked about that like cherry red is the color of the fall season.
Yes, we did. Yes,
so
I
did that kind of as an homage to 2023 fall fashion, but pricey as fuck. They've gone up. They've gone up in price.
Well, we need to call Danielle from the closest closet off of her hunt now, since you've gone and
I will take a vintage
your checking account.
Who's getting rid of an Esprit vintage sweatshirt? Nobody.
No one.
Unless they're selling it for mad money. But they're not cheap. The guy told me, he's like, we've gone up in price because they've made them better quality. He's like, this is something you keep forever and give to your daughter. And it's nice. It's not a hunk of junk. It's not fast fashion. It's like over $100. Anthony got it for me as like a little early birthday present, which was really sweet of him.
You don't think that's fast fashion?
This?
How do you know?
Well, because it's not going to fall apart. To me, fast fashion is that there's going to be like that is Esprit having, I don't know, maybe it is.
Because to me, I just feel like you're paying that extra cash that you paid for that was for the brand. And I think
maybe a little bit. B, though, I will never let go of that. Like to me, like, and I've had fast fashion where I'm like, I'm never going to wear this fucking $19
same
blouse
dude
again. Like this ain't going anywhere. This is going to go in the vintage boxes that Luna's going to get.
100%.
You know what I mean? But by the way, did you know that the couple that started Esprit, it's a married couple.
Didn't know it was a couple.
It's a married couple. They did sell it to some conglomerate.
Nope, conglomerate.
Conglomerate.
No, we're not having glug yet. Conglomerate.
I got it.
Conglomerate. You know, I was talking to my friend Killeen yesterday on the phone, and there was a word we were trying to work through, and it was trajectory. And I said, you know what? Forget it. I know what you're talking about. And we know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about right now.
Listener knows.
They sold it to somewhere big, but Esprit, they also started North Face, which is a very interesting tidbit. And Esprit means lively, vivacious.
Didn't know that.
Reminds me of Mom.
See? Aw, see, heard it here first, folks.
And then the last thing I want to tell you guys is that my friend Meredith said, listen, I know you're a spooky bitch. We need to go to the Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn. Oh, listen, if anyone goes out to New York and if you're looking for a nature walk, it's an arboretum, just like our big cemetery here, Graceland Cemetery, but Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, it is rolling hills. It's It's one of the most spectacular cemeteries I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, while we're walking and really enjoying the ambiance, and Luna's actually kind of getting into it, we'd let her go play by the tombstones. I am literally bleeding.
Are you free bleeding?
No. I mean, I might as well though, because the tampon.
Oh, you're hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging.
I'm literally.
You and I were hemorrhaging at the same time.
Well, tell me if you did what I had to do, because I was desperate, and we were so far from the entrance because we did a good walk. And I mean, I look down, there's blood on my new jeans. I'm like, I'm fucking 40, almost 41 years old. I feel like I'm in a Pen 15 episode, being 13 years old. Like, oh, it's the first time I got my period. No, I'm just literally like, I've never done this before. So what do I have to do? I got to go take wipes from the baby, and I got to go stand over. I think his name was John Corcoran. His tombstone.
Died by.
And my ass is in his face.
No.
And my bloody vagina. I'm standing over his tombstone, and I'm seriously like, sir, I am so sorry.
It's very Halloween-esque.
I'm thinking either he possessed me via my vagina, which would be kind of interesting, but I'm sure it's like that's the most like, you know what, he's seen in a very long time.
Mm-hmm. He's really, really got a vision, especially from the weird angle. You know, it's just a perfect shot. Sick.
So sick. But there's no, like, we were so far. I'm like, either I fix this now and hide behind a tree and like talk to a ghost and ask for forgiveness, or I've got to spend the whole day in New York City because we're not going back to our side of the city with bloody pants all over the place. So I did it, and you do what you have to do. That's all I've got to say.
Well, so while we were twinning bleeding out, I was actually walking through the Erebus haunted attraction in Pontiac, Michigan with Mia's soccer team. We were doing like a team building.
Love haunted houses.
Okay, I've never been inside a haunted house like this before.
So it was in a big
warehouse.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Bring it. Tell me more.
4 stories. You're taking an elevator up and then making your way down.
An elevator.
This was legit. Okay. Now, when I tell you my daughter was like in the beginning, like all in, super excited to be doing this with her team. They're on a trip. This is fun stuff. We get there and I can see a few of the girls, and one, including my daughter, the thoughts in the head, and they are ready to like run. Okay. They're
like
ready to
run the
leave
way.
before they walk in the door. And I'm like, and Mia's like, I don't think I can do it. And I'm like, Mia, I'm like, listen, they're just actors. That person was sitting in front of a mirror at their house, getting dressed over here to scare the fuck out of you. I'm like, listen, if you show weakness, they will come for you.
Yes,
you
they will.
have to stay strong. Laugh at them. Tell them they're disgusting. So I was having a little fun with it. Well, we're good. Okay. She's like, I'm ready. Well, then before we even walk into the door, a actor,
a
comes
goblin,
out,
a ghost,
just a really really foul looking person. And not to get into, I don't want to.
No, tell me, what does it look like?
The facial structure of this person just in general.
So just their regular face.
But what was happening was this person was breaking the boundary barrier and getting really close into my daughter's face. Okay.
Okay. That's not fun.
And then screeching.
No.
Okay. Now, that, as if that wasn't enough. Okay.
That is something from a terrifying movie.
She was like, I'm fucking done. Get me out of here. Okay. And I'm like, listen, dude, you can do this. Okay. So we go through and I'm leading the charge. I'm terrified, but I'm being strong for my kid.
It's so fun.
It's hilarious. And there were some incredible sections. Like we walked through, they created with like dry ice and lighting.
Oh, it
looked like we were walking through a swamp. And
Michelle?
People were grabbing our feet.
Oh, touching. I'm surprised.
Touching. Then, but the coolest part at the very end, like the grand finale, this girl comes like walking through and she's like, have you seen my friends? I can't find my friends. And we're like, oh my God, stay with us. It's okay. Like we'll take you to the edge. And then all of a sudden a door opens and they pull her in the door and she's screaming.
That's so amazing.
The
way your arms are like,
okay. But as I screamed in that moment, I released a quart of blood. And I was like, just let me join the troops and be a part of the scary. Yeah, because I was bleeding out.
You need to be in the perimenopause
section. We're the bleeders, they call us. We got a bleeder.
I mean, if that's not terrifying, I don't know what is.
Scariest section in the whole haunted house for me.
Especially for preteens to see. They're going to be like, wait, this is my future?
So yeah. Yep.
Dude, that's our mom would take us to, that is so fun. And I'm so eager to hit up a haunted house before Halloween.
It was fun. Check that bucket list. Checked it off.
Because it's fun. And that's what Halloween is about, is getting scared shitless. Our mom would take us to, shout out to anyone who remembers Amling's haunted house.
Good.
Back in the day. Was it really scary or was it kids scary?
It was kids scary. We loved it.
But this is so funny. I was talking to my mother-in-law the other day and she's like, I really wanted my husband's side of the family, nephews and nieces. She wants to take them to like the Catholic school's haunted house. And the parents were like, oh, the kids will be too scared. Our mom would, she
lived for it.
But there wasn't we weren't too scared. We weren't allowed to be too scared.
No,
we're going
you had no choice. Get in, kids. We were like, okay.
I think that made us stronger and braver.
Kids are softer than our generation. I'm not going to lie.
What's going on?
I think there's a little bit of a softness there, but you know what? We just got to keep on loving them through that, toughen them up a little bit.
This is such a random change of topic, but I have to bring this up because as I'm like, yesterday, I'm very like close to watching the news and seeing everything that's going on in this world.
Lauren.
And as I'm like going through and seeing the status of what's happening, in Gaza and Israel, Jada Pinkett Smith's face pops up. I'm like, what's this? What the fuck's she doing here? Oh, she's just she's letting the world know that her and Will have been morally divorced for like 7 years. And
did the world respond? No shit. We already knew this.
No one cares.
Her book's not going to sell with the timing of this release.
Nobody, I hate to say it, but Jada, no one cares. after Will Smith punched Chris Rock for a silly joke.
And she wasn't even his wife, really.
I can care less. I'm just shocked at this timing, this horrible timing, A, and B, that she thinks that anyone thinks that this is news we want to hear.
I thought the same thing. Couldn't care less. I was just like, really? You're coming true. You're finally telling your truth. You've been living a lie. You've been living a lie, and now you've decided to come. Exactly. Now you're going to tell your true story.
I mean, honestly, what's scary is that she thought that anyone cared. Boo. Yeah. No one cares.
Boo.
Now, speaking of news that people might care about, we're so excited that we have partnered with McDonald's, and we are going to taste test their new.
Are we doing this now?
Yes, we're going to do this live on our podcast. So if you're listening in, we're going to explain it to you. And if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see it. So I'm going to do the honors of introducing the first, the new sauces. The first one is Mambo. I already opened it, so I don't want it to spill. But this is Mambo, like Mambo number 5. Remember that?
Like, hey, Mambo.
Oh, that's
Mambo, Italiano, go, go, go. Yeah, I can't wait to try this.
No, my song that I was thinking about was, it's like, hit it, Mambo. It's from like the early 2000s.
Yes, that was.
Do you remember that song? That was a real hit. So Mambo, they say that this one goes well with like the McCrispy, the fries, and that's what I eat all my sauces with. So when I'm at McDonald's, I get the spicy buffalo sauce because I love buffalo sauce, but since I don't eat chicken, I don't get that satisfaction from a chicken wing. So, this smells good. So Mambo. We're going to try
go ahead, Lauren.
First. This is a tomato-based sweet, spicy, and vinegary sauce, and it's inspired by the regional Washington, D.C. area Mambo sauce. Now, I didn't have time to go to McDonald's this morning, so I'm just using a little crisp here. It's very bland, this crisp, so it's going to give me an idea of what this tastes like. It looks like a wafer for Eucharist, like the body of the Mambo sauce.
I was going to say peace be with you, but I haven't been to church in a while, so I don't really know how that goes.
Peace be with you.
Okay,
you're doing the Mambo, right?
On a biscuit, yeah.
And it makes, when I smell it, like when you smell it, it makes do you like it? It gets your saliva going. Oh, I like that. That vinegary where it makes the saliva shoot towards the front. Oh, that's good.
I like it.
I love it. Wow. It's got a good spice to it. My nose is starting to run. Okay, let's move on. It does
have a kick. I'm feeling the kick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then the next one, which I think is going to be spicier. So this is McDonald's sweet and spicy jam. And now, see, I'm a fan of jams because, let's see if it looks, yes, it looks jammy. This already reminds me of the jam that they have sometimes with like the red pepper flakes.
Yes.
And like a peach jam or something. This is my jam, no pun intended.
Okay, so I just spread some butter.
And what are you eating this on?
And I'm eating this on a biscuit. Ryan went this morning to McDonald's. Yes, biscuit. And I'm eating a proper McDonald's biscuit. Okay.
Okay, so this is the dipping sauce jammy red pepper with tongue-numbing Szechuan peppercorn. Oh,
hello.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, it's really good on a biscuit. This is my favorite. This is my favorite.
This would be so good on a biscuit with butter.
Or cream cheese. I'm here to tell you this. Cream cheese.
There's such a kick to this that my nose is in fact running. This is really good. Okay, Michelle, which one do you like better?
I'm going with the sweet
and spicy jam.
Sweet and spicy jam.
It is tongue-numbing.
On a biscuit. It has a kick. It's served perfectly. It's like balanced, sweet and spicy. It tastes incredible with the butter. Oh my God, I'm going to eat. Am I allowed to eat the whole thing while we're recording?
You can. Listen, we're working women. We eat when we can.
Yum.
I love the sweet. I love the sweet and spicy. I like the Mambo better. Love it. Love it. It's like a spicy ketchup, but with more layers to it. Now, I know that these sauces are only available until November 12th. Woo! That is awesome. That kick. Spicy fans out there, go grab yourselves a large fry and grab yourself either Mambo or sweet and spicy jam. Well done, McDonald's, with those two new sauces.
Getting saucy with McDonald's. Yum. Oh.
Yum. Oh, okay. That was fun. We have to do more of these taste testers. All right. So, Michelle, let's move right into anything worthy that we are reading, watching, or listening to. If I may just kick things off, Luna was sick when we got home, so I haven't been doing anything except for preparing for work and tending to my sick little baby. So I've been reading, watching, nothing. The only thing I listened to was the daily podcast. It's Israel's plans. And what they're going to do. It's not an uplifting, obviously, podcast episode. However, it's very informative. So I will link it so that people can understand if they're looking for a little bit more resources.
That is always just that's a great resource, though, especially when you're trying to get an understanding,
Absolutely.
Of something that is going on in the world.
Yeah. So that's that's all I got. What you got?
Well, I'm gonna take it in a different direction.
Okay.
I'm also in a bad book phase right now. I'm going to get out of it really soon, but I've been a little preoccupied. So I have found some time to watch some things. And I want to know, Lauren, have you ever heard of a show called Naked Attraction on HBO?
No. Okay. So this is on Max, right?
This is on Max.
Okay,
correct.
Tell me the premise of the show.
This is a British show. Okay. Where single men and single women are going and hoping to find a partner. But are you ready?
Wait. Let me guess. Are they naked?
100% naked. And they are only exposing their lady and man bit parts in the beginning. They're in like tubes, beam me up,
so
Scotty.
Literally all you see is vagina, boobs, and balls.
No, all you see is vagina and boob, balls and dick. We're not at the boobs. They don't reveal the
only
upper torso.
Show your bottom reproductive
down
units?
to your feet. Down to your
Okay,
feet.
what are you talking
about? Stop it. So I am with the Tamarkins are in town. Our friends are in town for the premiere of Third Wheel. This will have been last week, okay? We're hanging out and Paige and Lori are like, Michelle, we're at their Airbnb. It's late. We're just chilling. And they're like, have you seen Naked Attraction? And I'm like, guys, we are not watching TV right now. We're catching up. And Paige is like, yes, we are watching TV. We're watching season 2, episode 5 of Naked Attraction right now because you're not going to believe your eyes. When I tell you the contestant in this particular one is the woman.
Question. Do you, as the viewer, are you seeing the
everything,
penis, balls, and vagina?
Every single thing, every crevice, every detail. And they're going up and she's going up with the host and she's like, there's a little, I don't really like that hair there. So now she's judging them. She's like, there is a man. I'm going to just say this. Oh, there's a little bit of education. Okay. That they strewn through this
about penises, like about
the design of things, why some long penises might be painful, the different shapes of things. Now, I will tell you this. I left with 2 things. First of all, as I slid off the couch and was screaming watching this, I mean, I was on the floor, laying on the floor, seizing over what I am. You aren't going to believe your eyes.
I can't wait to watch it.
You aren't going to believe your eyes.
I cannot wait. Okay, keep going. What did you walk away with?
I walked away with this. Everybody's parts are very different.
Yeah, like a snowflake.
And if anything, I walked away feeling like never going to compare and contrast what I think I have or don't have again, because it is exactly what you said. We're like snowflake and not one or the other is alike. And just the eyes popped out of the head.
I can't wait to see this. So listen, this reminds me of when I was in Tasmania. Anthony and I were in Hobart. So this is like the little port town of Tasmania, very far away. And we went to this museum called the MONA, the Museum of Old and New Art. And we didn't know what to expect.
Oh, yes. This was about the sculpture. Wasn't this the vulva sculpture?
Yes. Well, it's a very macabre. Old and New Art does not give a proper depiction of what this museum is like. Not that vulvas are macabre, but most of the exhibits in this museum are very, they're kind of emotional. They're provocative. It's very intense. Some of it is bloody. It's really, but there's a whole wall full of plaster of Paris vulvas. I mean, you see the clitoris of all shapes, lengths,
all shapes.
sizes.
I saw him too. Just on Fatal
Labia.
Naked Attraction.
Yeah, you don't need to go to Tasmania.
No, just turn on Max.
I swear, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of vaginas in my life. But
you're going to see them.
Well, after seeing this wall of vaginas, I honestly was like, oh my God, everyone's is so beautifully different.
Yep.
And I remember being younger
and I will say
and
this,
judging mine.
For 100%. I will say this, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay.
So wait, are they judging their legs for someone based on
she is basing what they look like? She's choosing the person, or he's choosing the person based on her vagina, and then they show the face. And then they're like, and ta-da! Here's your date. And some of them go out and have a great time, and others it didn't work out.
Okay,
didn't work
this
out.
is okay.
You don't even know.
Okay, wait. I have a question.
Invite your girlfriends over, get some cocktails, have some fun.
This sounds like fun.
You don't understand when I tell you we were howling, screaming, laughing,
were the
dying.
penises flaccid or were they erect?
Well, they start in a flaccid state. And then Paige to Markin is like, wait until you see them when they get hard. And I'm like, I've seen enough. I have to go home now and try and process
and make dinner for my
visions.
Wait, okay. I cannot wait to watch. Michelle, of all of the episodes you and I have done, this is the first show where you have explained to me a show and I'm like, you know what?
I'm intrigued. How could you not
wait to tune into this?
Our listeners, you guys, I don't know. There's like 5 seasons. Okay. How do we not know about this show?
I've never heard of it.
Our listeners I want to hear what you guys think, because you guys are going, I want to watch it with my kids. I'm not kidding. There's nothing. No, listen to me. No, I'm dead freaking serious.
I guess my one question is about the erections. Like, how are you going to?
I think that maybe it was like, maybe there were like some blood rush to it. And maybe the guy was just like, and they're just like, but they're not sexualizing these people.
That's what I meant. That's what I was wondering about the erections.
They are not sexual. It's so interesting and matter of fact, the way they're talking about this. It's just like, oh, he's got a little knobby little one like that. But it's like, he's like, yeah, this is my penis. And this is what God gave me. We'll take it or leave it.
If there's any show that's going to like have people feel comfortable with the skin they're in, it sounds like this is it.
I think this might be it.
Okay, so I kind of lied because you're bringing up something that, I watched The Ghost. Well, I started to watch The Ghost Story yesterday from 1981. I don't know if people, it's so old. It is good. Fred Astaire's in it.
Hang on, The Ghost Story. This is different than Lady in White.
No,
this is different than Lady in White.
This is way different. The Ghost Story is about like 4 or 5 friends who I think they like went out with a woman one night and she passed. I don't know how she died, whether it was over drinking, if someone strangled her. I can't remember because I didn't finish watching it. And they roll her in the car into like a pond. Mom had us watch this. I was watching this at like the age of 8. And in the first 10 minutes of this movie, you see a big old wiener. And I'm like, why?
First time.
That was honestly, I think the first penis I've ever seen.
The first time I ever saw a penis was that time I went to go wash my hands in that public bathroom in Lake Geneva with Nicole. We were 9 and we thought we were washing our hands. My mom was like, you guys are old enough to go alone, stay together. And we thought we were washing our hands in the sink, but we were washing our hands in the urinal. And then a man came in and stood next to these 2 tiny little sweet little girls, whipped out his penis and started whizzing in it. And we ran.
Forever ashamed of himself for not
saying,
nice? Hey, you're in the wrong place here.
That's a trauma.
That's
a childhood trauma.
It actually is. And I'm sorry that you experienced that because that's fucking gross.
It was a, how do you say it? Holy horsecock Batman. It was what
core memory. Core cock memory.
Core cock memory. CCM.
Okay, let's move on from cocks to candy.
A little more seasonal. A little more seasonal this time of year, would you say? Oh my God.
That was one of my better segues ever.
It was maybe your best.
Candy.
literally my abs.
I hope our listeners enjoy this.
They're having as much fun as we are.
This is such a random news story, but you guys, I filter through all the news, so I got to get past a lot of stuff to start digging in and finding things I find might be interesting for you guys. So I found this and I thought it was interesting. M&Ms. Okay. So M&Ms to the rescue. This is via People magazine. If on Halloween night you run out of candy and you still have ghosts and goblins looking for treats and that you don't want to get tricked by them, you can you go on M&M's website and it's M&M's to the rescue. And anytime after 3 p.m. on Halloween night, if you run out, are you thinking about cocktails?
I love this. I'm sorry.
You guys can see Michelle's face. What are you smiling about?
I'm trying to oh my God.
I'm like, is she all right? Or she take a happy pill this morning?
You know what? Yesterday I was watching the Today Show and we'll get back to the M&M's
We'll
rescue.
get back, don't worry.
Okay, I was watching the Today Show. It was yesterday or the day before. They absolutely lost it.
About what?
During their segment. They were talking about something. I have no idea. I wasn't even in the background. They could not get it together. And when you see somebody that goes in that direction and they can't get it back, it's a domino effect.
No, it reminds me of SNL skits. What's his name? What's that cutie's name?
Jimmy Fallon was a laugher.
Oh my God. He just played fucking Ken. Oh my God. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Every time he's on, he loses his shit. And when he's laughing, anytime anyone breaks character or they're professional. And I'll tell you what, I'm happy to hear that the Today Show had a good laugh because every news presenter out there right now is delivering a lot of up news. Right, Lauren. And the fact that they have some space to get, that's a healthy thing. So
it's like a release. Honestly, it's a release.
It is.
And it also shows that they're human too. Yeah. And you know what? We have emotions and sometimes they run away. They get away from us.
Listen, I've seen people crying news presenters crying on TV lately. So I'm happy that's a good thing to hear. So back to Halloween candy.
Yes, back to the Halloween candy, please.
No worries.
Anytime.
So if you run out of candy, go on M&M's website and they will they've partnered up with this delivery service and it's not like Amazon Prime or anything. They will deliver M&M's candy to give to ghosts and goblins on your doorstep. With that being said, Michelle, I did a little further research. I found out what some of the most popular candies in America are according to candystore.com. So some of the most popular Reese's peanut butter cups. Now,
number one on my list.
But here's the deal. You do the test.
I always do. Lauren, our father taught us the test.
Yes, you have to
it's a squeeze test.
It's a squeeze test, you guys. And if it's hard on the outside and then it kind of squishes in the middle,
there's a little give.
Enjoy. If it does not smush, throw it away. Because it's going to be dusty peanut butter, and nobody fucking wants dusty peanut butter.
That's a trick there.
That's a trick. It is. Actually, it is.
That ain't no treat.
That's worth some egging.
Yeah, that ain't no treat.
M&Ms are on that list. Hot tamales. I was surprised.
No, I would never. No. That's disgusting.
Skittles are on the list, but did you see that out in California, they've banned, what is it, number 4, red number 4, certain food coloring.
Carcinogen?
Yeah, some bullshit and I know bullshit meaning it's complete crap that they allow us to put into our bodies. So California's like, we're done with this one. And Mario Lopez came out swinging. He's like, I'm so mad that they're banning this. What's the big deal? Hey, Mario, we have to fucking start opening our eyes and realizing that some of the shit that our country lets us ingest is straight up garbage.
Wouldn't that be nice if what California does, it sort of makes a little bit of a wave across the nation and we're all like, we want to stop eating that crap too. How do we join in on this so we have a chance at living long and healthy lives?
Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, other popular candies, Sour Patch Kids, Starburst, Hershey Kisses, candy corn. I like candy corn with pretzels.
Fucking hate candy corn
with pretzels.
No. And this is my Hershey's trick, okay? Because Hershey Kisses are usually at the bottom of the bag. They're like the redheaded stepchild.
Are you talking about the Kisses?
The Kisses. They're not fully...
do you collect them for Christmas cookies?
I don't because they're gone before then. Because what we do is we collect them and then we use them as the vehicle peanut butter scooper. It's you
make a peanut butter. Yeah, it's a vessel.
It's a vessel. It's a vessel. Thank you.
And the Snickers is on this list too. You know what?
Same.
What candy bar I've got a real fucking problem with?
Let's hear it.
Three Musketeers.
Tell me why.
Because it's nougat. It's straight up nougat. Okay. And I know some people out there like their nougat, but I hate that candy bar. And I remember as a kid, anytime I got Three Musketeers, I literally would like freaking like fling it across the room because a Three Musketeers is the most anticlimactic.
Vanilla.
It's just
there's no
boring.
Crunch.
No,
you're like biting into like. Am I taking a mold of my tooth when I bite into that?
Michelle,
send that to the ortho.
You hit the nail on the head.
No, thank you.
Some of the worst candies, according to candystore.com, circus peanuts. But our sister Nicole loves them. Those weird, like foamy circus peanuts. I know them. Nico wafers. Love those. I love a Nico wafer.
No.
Wax cola bottles. Love
those. Yeah, where you drink the juice out of the inside.
The top off and you drink the sugar. That's
about as nostalgic as you're going to get, though. You know what? We survived this long. Have one of those.
Smarties are on the bad list. I love Smarties.
Hate.
Oh, I love, they like powder up in your mouth.
No.
Bitto honey. Shout out to our dead mom. Mom
loved a Bitto honey. Yeah.
And Tootsie Roll. I love Tootsie Rolls.
Hate. I also hate my neck right now. What's going on here? It looks like I've got like a puffer fish right there.
Well, all I know, but in Illinois, the fave candies are Sour Patch Kids, Kit Kat bars, and Starbursts. Okay. We want to round out this conversation with a little bit of history. You guys remember Bloody Mary? Bloody Mary. I'm actually scared to like say it 3 times.
Bleeding. No, it's not. You're a liar. You saw nothing. Nothing happened.
When we were kids, Michelle, you came home from wherever you were. I don't know where you were.
Betsy Durso's.
Okay, yes. Okay, now it's all coming together.
I was at Betsy Durso's.
You were coming home. Let me tell my version of the story, and then you can tell me what happened. Michelle comes home, and I remember her just being like wildly terrified. And I was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" I'm like, I can barely talk. I'm just like, "What happened, big sister?" And then I heard like from the rumor mill, and within our household that Michelle and her friends played Bloody Mary. And by the time they said the 3rd time, Bloody Mary into the mirror with the lights off, someone, whoever it was, had nail marks running down their face, and their face had open sores and wounds and was bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
So that, as a child, for me, was an indication to never play Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what the true story is.
We were in the basement. We were playing Hot Lava. That was a game where we put like cushions on the floor, and you couldn't step on the actual floor because that was hot lava. And if you stepped on the hot lava, then you were
melt
out.
And die.
Well,
okay.
Yep. So we're hot lava. Whoop-de-doo. And then somebody was like, "Hey, want to play Bloody Mary?" And I was like, "This sounds scary as shit, but I'm in." So I went into the bathroom with my friend Betsy, and we turned down the lights. We looked in the mirror, and we said, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary."
Don't do it.
Bloody Mary. And then in my mind's eye, my friend's face got ripped off. And I went and spread that lie to everybody. Like I actually saw an apparition come and claw.
You legit like made up a lie.
Yeah, I did. I perpetuated that story. I did. But you're here to tell us what the real story is, how she came to be.
Again, a lot of mystery and truth surrounding the tale of Bloody Mary, just like yours.
Yep, a lot of myth behind my tale that I told.
Such a liar.
Such a liar.
Well,
so
this
funny.
game came about in like the 1970s. That's like how far they can like figure it out. And there's so much like, there's really no, like, this is exactly what it is.
Yeah, no.
Like, because some people, and I know some of our listeners, and Anthony even was like, theirs was, "I believe in Mary Worth. I believe in Mary Worth." So,
and I think that might have been something we said back in the day too.
So it was another one.
Yeah.
So to some, this whole Bloody Mary thing, Mary Worth, and this is the one I am going to believe. I vote for this is my
You're
version.
owning this one. You're taking this one. Got it.
Mary Worth, who may have been either a Puritan woman who was tried and executed for witchcraft. Now you might know why I get it, or why this is my, or a woman, ready? Or a woman who was killed in a car crash. So we got
all over the board here.
We got a couple centuries. We got a time when there were no cars. Witchcraft, or got run over by a VW.
You know what? Bloody Mary is a choose your own adventure. Okay.
Yeah. Now, to others, Mary Wales, who might be the car crash victim, or a vanishing hitchhiker type spirit. Some say she's a vengeful spirit of a mother who lost her child. And I will be honest, those are some of my favorite ghost stories, are like the wandering around of the mother looking for the child. Yeah, and they're just like moaning. Yeah, whoa, Michelle, that's terrifying.
You always said I made a good ghost.
But that reminds me of the movie Lady in White. Streamable, you guys, as kids, it was the movie, and I will be watching it like in the next day or two. Lady in White is about a mother ghost who is looking for her baby ghost, her daughter ghost. So yeah, basically, Mary is whoever you want, because there's a lot of famous Marys. Mary's a very popular, historical
Resurrection Mary.
Oh yeah, the Virgin Mary. Marys.
So many. Mary
Magdalene.
Magdalene.
Another one. Still, some say that she's Mary Tudor, who was the Queen of England, who reigned from 1553 to 1558 and became known as Bloody Mary for the execution she carried out against the Protestants in an effort to restore Catholicism in England.
How's that for a nickname you don't want to hold on to?
Wow, this was a real frightfully cozy, good.
It was a hootin' Halloween.
Wheezy laughing time. Michelle, you have a note here that you have a not cozy. Did you want to throw it in there?
I do.
I'm looking at the time, but
I have a not so cozy. Okay.
Talk to me.
I noticed that. I know there was nothing on the list there. And I thought to myself, well, I've experienced a not so cozy twice in 1 week, and it's time for me to share.
Please share.
You want to know what's not cozy, Lauren?
I do.
Okay. What's not cozy is when you receive a text from a friend with an image without warning.
A dick pic?
Nope. Saw enough of that on Naked Attraction. Didn't need to get any texts there.
What is it?
When somebody sends a picture of bodily injury, okay, that is bad.
Okay, and, of themselves or others?
A family, someone that got injured. We're talking about like a family loved one.
Michelle, I'm with you. Or people that post bodily injuries on the social media. I'm like, why are you showing us open wounds? I'm trying to eat my McDonald sauce.
So exactly. So in that moment, I didn't know that I was going to see what I saw, which was just a really bad cut that clearly needed stitches, maybe a couple of layers.
Okay, I don't like how you're flipping your arm skin open.
Because the skin got caught on metal or something. Had enough. So my BP drops, okay? The blood drains out of my body, and I'm looking at my phone, and I'm thinking, does anybody have a saltine? Because I need to get my blood sugar up. And then I'm sitting again with my friend Peg, and she says, I want to show you something. I have a surprise for you.
Oh, well, that sounds fun.
And I'm like,
I like surprises.
I'm like, what's this fun little Halloween treat? Ooh. She hands me her phone, and there's a picture. And the picture looks to me like what I say. I'm like, I'm trying to process this, and I don't understand what I'm seeing. I see a small little thing here, and I say, why is she saying she has a gift for me? I say, is that sea glass, Peg? Like, were you just somewhere and you wanted to get me a little sea glass? I don't really know. She starts crying, laughing, because it's a picture of her toenail. It fell off.
Her toenail fell off. It was just a photo, or did she have the exact toenail for you?
It was a photo of the toenail.
It looked like sea glass?
To me, it looked like sea glass. Now, she showed it to her other friend, and her other friends asked her if it was a specific kind of shell. So
like a peanut shell?
Like a cockle shell? We don't know. I don't know what kind of shell, but so basically what I'm saying is, what's not cozy? Body parts, injury, blood. You know what? Keep it to yourself.
Michelle, I completely
or at least
agree with
warn
you.
The person.
I agree with you. And my friend Devin, she and I have we do trigger warning. Like we'll say, or are you in an okay space? I've got to share something for you, and it's kind of heavy.
Exactly.
Whether it's like something traumatic that has happened to somebody or whatnot. But yeah, Michelle, not cozy. Keep your injuries off yourself. The internet and off the text message thread.
Exactly.
Oh, PSA. Okay, Michelle. For my mindful, cozy well-being, I would just want to put it out there. After our trip and after having a little sick baby who woke up with like night terrors the other night, which was like an exorcism, terrifying. I took a nap yesterday for almost 2.5 hours while she napped. And I haven't done that since she was like a baby when we could both kind of nap together. And I have things to do and I have a mounting to-do list, but my body and my brain said, you need to sleep. And I did. And I just am putting it out there to people. If your body's saying you're fucking tired, lay down, even if it's for 10 minutes, listen to it and do it. I felt like a new human.
That's such great advice because so often we just think we have to
keep going,
power through. No, you don't. Listen to yourself. It's your guide.
No, I can't move my neck. So I'm going to move my whole body. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So what about you?
Opposite of you, moving and a shaken, cozy, mindful well-being, literally checking things off of my Halloween bucket list. The kids and I have we've hayrack ride. We've eaten our apple cinnamon donut. We have we've gone to the haunted houses.
Yeah, you
basically
have.
Just really checking those
Soaking
boxes.
It up.
Being in the moment. And I got to say this, these experiences that I've been having with my 14-year-olds, I never expected it to be. It's almost more fun.
I would think it is more fun.
They're into it. They're like at this stage where they're kind of funny
pumpkins.
They can carry their own pumpkins, but they're like, let's do all these little kid things because they're kind of hanging on to their little kidness.
I love it.
Super fun.
Please show them Lady in White as part of your
We'll see if we can.
Halloween season.
If they can handle it.
It's actually kind of scary.
I don't know if they can handle it.
Okay, you guys, listen, we are really close to running out of our harvest candles. Like we are like on the last case or two. So if you want one, head to the link in our bio or in our show notes because that's where they are. Cinnamon, apple, and spice. Pumpkin spice. All right, bitches and your hoes and your ghosts and your goblins, you know what to do.
Stay cozy, listeners.
Thank you for joining us for today's cozy conversation. For more of The Sister Project, check us out on Instagram at The Sister Proj and our website, www.thesisterprojectblog.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and maybe even drop us a review. Until next time, stay cozy.